Yeah.
then they, okay, you can say it's when it's quick like that, it is harder to judge. However, they're stood. I mean, the guy stood right in front.
Yeah.
What is that in goal?
I
What
think,
do in goal judges do if they're not right on the spot for
I'm
that?
not sure. It was a gaff there. It was a mistake was made. What and
Just
in the passage of
genuine
the game, I suppose it
genuine
costs. But
tangent here.
after when was it scored? 20 minutes into the game. I'm not sure you can really um, say that it shaped the whole result. But go on. Sorry, you were asking a question.
Yeah, in goal judges, what do they really add that much, or do we just do we do away with them? Would they be better off being referees at lower down the pyramid and increasing the standard lower down, rather than having people stood there? Because how many
Would
how
that
many
one
times have
increase the
you?
standard based on that performance? On that isolated
Well, not on those,
moment
not
of
on
that
those, but
performance.
but bearing in mind that they are top higher level officials that you're taking out of lower down the pyramid. Would that help things better off further down? And how many times have you actually seen them genuinely get involved in something?
I have seen a few times, particularly on things close to the in-goal line, where they've got involved in something. I just feel like everyone at the time felt like this was a try, and no one scrutinised it enough. Maybe they weren't paying enough attention because of the heat, because of the conditions like that. Maybe it was 20 minutes in. That's all I could sort of say on that. I certainly think the first 20 minutes was played really, really fast and physical, very physical. Too physical from Jack Bussey, but what
Yeah,
have you? I think it's bigger cost though. Stan Robin's Simbinin was where the Wolfpack scored their second try during that period, and that was ludicrous.
it was soft. Yeah,
I mean, he knew what he'd done. He knew he'd taken the ball off a player after he put him on the floor. That was the incident, weren't it? And then he blew up about that. It just baffled
yeah.
me that he kicked off about that to
It
me.
was a penalty. It was a penalty.
Again, the
Move
heat getting
on.
into
Thank you
people's
very
heads, I
much.
think.
But he took it too far.
Yeah. Um, Paul Marcon's try, unbelievable. Best try of the weekend for me. Better than these flying efforts that were fantastic. Better than anyone running and weaving. I just think the opportunism,
Better than McMeekan's offload.
yeah, because Robin's offload, where he deliberately offloaded it under where the defending player was swiping to knock it down, was just genius.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
I thought that was a brilliant try. Marguerite's pass in the build up too, and then the kick and the chase. I didn't think he'd have the pace, and then he did have the pace. And right on the hooter as well, and the touchline conversion was missed to make it 8-8 at that stage.
Yeah.
But look, Toronto scored more tries, didn't they? Did they? One. Well, they scored two tries,
Good two tries.
two tries,
Two
and then,
tries.
yeah, and one
And then
then
slotted
a
a drop
try
in.
given.
Yeah.
What really cost the Toulouse side as much as anything, I think Bartow's misconversion was kickable, very much like what Danny Bruff did last week against Warrington. And what on earth was Anthony Marion doing, throwing that stupid wide pass on tackle 4 when they were about 15 metres out in the middle of the park, and he threw a pass out of touch 20 metres behind where he threw it from? That was right at the end, just before Toronto went up the other end and scored their drop goal, I think.
Run it in, set it up.
That was the most ludicrous part of the performance from Toulouse's aspect. But it was entertaining. They're gonna make mistakes as well as do good stuff. But yeah, interesting one, I thought, on that.
Yeah. So that's it for that game. Taking us on to the final game in the qualifiers. It finished Hull KR 30, London 18. This one on Saturday evening, 20-6 at half time. 7,210 people saw Greg Dolan referee this one. And what fan views do we get in, Mark?
Tom Andrews at Tom_HKR said, a bit twitchy bum time, but all we need is wins. No Quinlan, Carney, Blair, Maguire, Massot, Jewett, Shaw, Heffernan, Lawler, Addy. We have been plagued by injuries this season. Still, no point going on about it every week, is there?
I wonder who that's a nod towards. Paul Campbell 980 said, The effort Broncos put in was nothing but exceptional. Just a pity the ref gave Hull 11 penalties in the first half. The ref was poor, but Broncos, their own worst enemy. Scoreline flatters Hull KR, really.
Right, well, the referees ruled out a couple of tries for Hull KR in the game, and one as well for London. There was a sin bin in the first half for Ben Crooks. So there was decisions both ways by the looks of it in that regard. Difficult without having seen the game to make a objective judgment on the referee's performance. What I would say is London did it to themselves again, like they've done to the other games against higher opposition.
And it's that first 20 minutes where they've not quite got off the line, isn't it? Where they've not quite come at it and been in that game early on, and then
it's the whole
let it
first
get
half,
away from
really.
them.
Yeah, they gave themselves too much to do. But at half time, it was too much of a mountain to climb against a Super League side, wasn't it?
Yeah, and with the strengthening that KR did just before the deadline, that was always going to give them that freshness and quality to take them away.
Yeah, I agree, and unlucky to London, and they still in that race. It's a very interesting race. We'll get so basically the standings: Salford, Leeds, Hull KR, they all sit on 8 points and all one win away from Super League safety. I expect all of them to confirm that at some point over the next 2 weeks. Toronto hold home £1 million game spot on 6 points. Toulouse now a fifth and London a sixth. A bit of a points difference swap around, which I didn't see happening after London hammered Toulouse, but there you go. They're both on 4 points. They're separated only by points difference. What is the points difference between the points difference?
It's not a much, because I was watching it Saturday evening as the two games are happening.
Toulouse are on -11 and London are on -13. This is going to be down to the wire potentially. Well, not the wire because they're in the Super 8s. So Widnes get off the mark and still have a chance of being in the £1 million game. Halifax are without a point and without a chance of Super League next year. Predictions: Dream Team Super Brew. I went 8 out of 8 last week, Tim. That's worth celebrating. I wish I'd put him into the Super Brew. I'd be wearing a yellow cap now. I'm at 130 cumulatively. Dom, for you guys, took a few chances, ended up going 5 out of 8, 122. So the gap is getting big.
He threw the dice. He had a go. I'm not going to knock him on that.
No. John Bennett, who went to top of the Super Brew standings last week, retains his top spot. Lee Pennington, though, wears the yellow cap. It's not the first time we've called his name for Penners this year. Alan Bagley stays top of the Dream Team. Of course he does. Andrew Curry, though, has the best weekly score, 721. Andrew has been in fine form over the last month or so. That is the Super 8s looked back upon. We will now move on to the other results from around the world of rugby league. Other results now then, sponsored by jkmartwork.com. Check out jkmartwork.com where you can buy prints, canvases and more of James's stadium paintings. All UK Super League clubs are covered and a couple of clubs outside Super League 2, as well as football stadiums, cricket grounds and more. JKM Artwork can help you find the perfect gift for the sports fan in your life. Christmas is coming. A mug with your favourite rugby league stadium on it for your friend or partner or kids.
Or just yourself if you just fancy treating yourself. Yeah, why not?
Options abound. Championship Shield, round 5. Rochdale 16, Lee 24. It was close in that one for a long time, but Lee managed to sneak it in the end. Featherstone 40, Dewsbury 28. Batley 44, Sheffield 4. Big win for Batley in the Dan Fowler derby. Barrow 34, Swinton 18. Swinton, their own worst enemies. Whenever they get into a game like this, they get someone sin bin for gobbing off. Or similar, and then it just gets away.
It's almost like they've learned something from their dual registration partners.
I was thinking exactly the same thing listening to this game on Sunday afternoon. Tim, where does that leave things in the all-exciting Championship Shield standings?
Yeah, the every minute matters Championship Shield. Featherstone still hold pole position for the home advantage in the Shield final over Lee. Batley, Dewsbury, Barrow and Sheffield come next. Swinton have 10 points and Rochdale have 8, with 2 games to go in the race to avoid the newly announced promotion relegation playoff game.
Into League One, where it was round 25, the penultimate round, started with West Wales 6, Keighley 120.
12-man West Wales.
12-man, West Wales 6, Keighley 112. Hemel 6, York 56. North Wales 12, Doncaster 36. This was the R-League app game. We had a fan viewing on this one from someone who probably watched it live rather than on the R-League app, but still, great all the same.
Mark Butler said, much the same pattern as most games against Northern teams this year. Huff and puff aplenty, but not in the game long enough to rattle any cages. Doncaster didn't really cut loose, really, although their kicking game was excellent and they're incisive enough, often enough against a Crusaders team whose loose passes and handling were unacceptable, really.
I watched a few bits of it, and every time I watched it, it seemed like Doncaster were packing down for a scrum or tapping from a penalty, so it did seem like North Wales kind of put themselves under the pump a bit. Workington 38, London 6. It probably doesn't tell the full tale of that one. London were very competitive against a high-ranked Workington side. Whitehaven 24, Coventry 20. Now this was
the killer. Yeah, because Cov had led for much of the game and been by far the better side. Saw lots of Whitehaven fans on Twitter saying that the Bears deserved the victorious one. I've seen quite a few tweets and messages from the boys saying that they're particularly hurt by this one. They felt that they had done enough and done to take this one close. So this is going to be motivation going into the weekend's game against Hunslet, and let's hope they use that and kick on to go out with some style.
Am I right in thinking Coventry took a shortened schedule shortened amount of side up to this one?
16 players, because they had someone pull out with injury once they got there.
Yeah. Carl Forster scored a hat-trick, didn't he? And his try at the end was quite... It was a tough one to take, is what I would say. Just about scrambling over to ground the ball right near the end of that one for the player coach Whitehaven. Hunslet 10, Newcastle 46.
Player coach who said he will be on holiday for the relegation promotion playoff. So if they were to get through and were to scrape into it, he won't be there, which would be very interesting because, of course, he won't be there next year either. So that's bizarre.
Crazy. Hunslet 10, Newcastle 46. Oldham 16, Bradford 24. Oldham took the lead in this one, but Bradford kind of just were the more likely side throughout whenever the proper sports stream was actually running rather than timing out. What does that mean to the standings?
There was also one incident to talk about this in this game as well. The Oldham player turned around to the referee and asked how much they were Bradford were paying him.
Yeah,
which is going to be a lengthy one, isn't it?
It was
deservedly so.
Ben Davies who went for that. So yeah, naughty Ben.
Yeah, so he'll have a chance to answer when that gets sorted out on Thursday. York are on top on 46, Bradford second on 44. If York win next week, they go up as of right. If they lose and the Bulls win, Bradford will go up. Doncaster and Workington are confirmed in the playoffs. Whitehaven currently hold that last playoff spot, and a win next week confirms them in the hunt for promotion. However, if they lose and Oldham win, the Ruffians will sneak in. If they both lose and Hunslet can find a big win, then they will pinch last spot. West Wales at the bottom have now conceded over 2,000 points.
Yeah, damning that, innit?
Well, let's hope that with the new they'll have obviously a refreshed squad next year and a new coach coming in, Kim Williams from Australia. So let's hope that is enough to at least lift them to. If you were setting a target, if you were to halve that points difference, that would be a good season for them. And you build from there.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. Okay, next week, I kind of think the R-League app people jumped one too soon. York Whitehaven should be the game that they're at because that's got stuff riding on it. But they're at Doncaster Working.
That's got stories on it both sides, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get to the preview and predictions in a little while, but Whitehaven will know what they need to do come that game because Hunslet and Oldham both play on Saturday. Both games that they should both win. Maybe not Hunslet, but